YouTube, what a YouTube, Down Home News TV. I am your host, Dre. And I got a video coming from Valuetainment. The title of it is Queen of Denial. MSNBC reporter says misinformed black voters supporting known racist Trump. Let's check it out and see what they got to say.
MSNBC analysts suggest black voters shifting to Trump because of, ready, disinformation. You know that's an insult. I'll give you my view on how I read that. Mara Gray of New York Times suggested on MSNBC's Morning Joe that's noting that black men may be attracted to Trumpism more than black women, and that this mirrors trends seen in white voters. Gay highlighted, not that she's gay, it's just the last name is Gay. Gay highlighted that black voters might feel left behind and taken for granted by the Biden campaign as their daily economic struggles are not addressing despite the campaign's positive economic messaging stating black Americans in their daily lives aren't always feeling that. Political commentator Bakari Sellers dismissed polls indicating Trump's rising support among black voters, asserting Donald Trump is not going to get 20% of the black vote. He's simply not, countering the notion of a significant shift. Go ahead and watch this.
I actually think that this is a phenomenon that needs to be better understood. I think that the behavior of black voters, even in just polls right now, is quite interesting. It's something I'm trying to get at in my reporting. I think the answer is that we don't know everything yet, and we'll certainly find out more in November. You know, my instinct is, first of all, that people forget. I mean, black voters are just like all voters. They too can be susceptible to disinformation campaigns. Black men especially, because there is a divide, by the way, in this polling in behavior between black men and women and, you know, their interest in Donald Trump. Black men may be attracted to Trumpism more than black women. That would be consistent with white voters as well. So that's another parallel to look at. I do think that this idea that there's going to be a wave of black voters voting for Donald Trump is highly unlikely because black Americans know that Donald Trump is a racist. And so I think that's something they understand implicitly. At the same time, I also wonder.
I'll go refer to what Charleston White said because I'm a little older, and I remember, what is that? I remember when in the 90s, Trump was a part of a lot of the black, excuse me, I did lawn work this morning, and my sinuses are killing me, but early 90s, Trump was around a lot of black celebrities, and they loved him back then. And go back to that famous quote from, like, I don't know if it's famous, but song with Nelly, Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me in now. But celebrities loved Trump up until he became, or ran for his presidency. And even Oprah, back in the late 80s, maybe 90s sometime. Maybe it could have been before that or in the 2000s, but she was questioning Trump about the way he was speaking of the country at the time, and she was asking, that sounds like a presidential statement or something like that, and she was asking if he planned on running for president ever. And he said something like, well, things get worse, somebody has to make a change in this country. Something to that effect. Don't quote me, but the videos are out there. And, yeah, people started backing away from him once he started actually announced he was running for presidency. And like Charleston White said, I think a lot of, I guess because what they say is the Democratic Party has a hold on the black vote, which is pretty obvious. Why, I don't know, but yeah, and ever since then, like, a lot of the black celebrities kind of shied away from Trump just because he ran as a Republican, I'm not sure. But I wonder if he ran as a Democrat, would things be different? But sorry for the delayed story, but let's get back to it.
If the Biden campaign's
Bless me.
messaging overall about the strength of the economy, especially, and how good things are, while that may be true on Wall Street and the indicators, the economy looks strong, Black Americans in their daily lives aren't always feeling that. So when they don't hear their concerns and their lives and their interests represented in that campaign, it does, I believe, just talking to voters, it really does trigger this sense that they are being left behind, that they're being taken for granted. And I think the Biden campaign and Democrats in general are going to have to work harder this time to get that base to turn out.
Yeah. Can I go first on
It's
this
too
one?
late.
This lovely lady is completely out of touch with the reality of what's happening right now.
She's on MSNBC.
You know, we can make the joke, Trump loves the blacks. I love the blacks. I also love the whites. I love the poorly educated. He loves them all.
Everybody.
Love the blacks. But I'm going to make a prediction. Trump is going to get more percentage of the black vote than any president has done in the last 20 to possibly 50 years. Mark that right now. We're starting to see
Mark it.
the chipping away of support for Biden, whether it's blacks, whether it's Hispanics, whether it's the working class, whether it's young people, and all it takes.
I gotta
is
blow my nose. I'll be right back.
10,000 people here, a couple thousand people here in 6 swing states. We all know that. Where she is somewhat right is on black women. Black women are not going in Trump's favor, but the black homies, the dudes, the fellas, the men, overwhelmingly are starting to support Trump. Now, is he going to get the majority of the vote? No. But all he needs to take it is from 10 to 15 to 20. That's it. Do you think that's possible? I do. I actually think Trump will get more votes than any Republican in 2024. And then what will happen is in 2028, when Trump is likely no longer the nominee, it will go back to reality when a different Republican comes in there. But I think Trump is going to get a large percentage of the black votes, especially men.
And just really fast, why would you say that he's definitely not going to get any of the black female votes? Like what
I say is that the large percentage one.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm just curious to why.
I think men identify with Trump more than women. I think, the biggest issue with the Democrats, Biden, is abortion, women's rights. I mean, look at all the data out there. But, no group is a monolith. The blacks vote this way. The whites vote this way. The Jews do this. The Catholics do that. We're all individuals here. So she's lumping the blacks. This is what black people do. No, that's identity politics. It's actually bullshit. It's exactly what MLK talked about against being. So people are going to vote for their best self-interest, and that's totally okay.
Yeah, and I just think, I don't know what, because obviously, look at the channel she's on. She's a talking head for MSNBC. She's obviously hasn't been seeing what's happening all over the country. I don't know if you remember the rally this guy had in New York. How many minorities were going absolutely berserk for Donald Trump? I mean, bro, everything from economic policies to opportunities to criminal justice reform to cultural, social issues, everything that's happening, bro, she's completely delusional. And I can't believe it because it's the channel that we're on, but they're still playing the Donald Trump is racist, Hitler, all that shit. Yeah. And I think people are just tired of it because the truth has been exposed, bro. We've had 4 years of the actual racist dude, because look at Joe Biden's history, look at all the shit that's coming out of his mouth. He's the guy. That's the racist guy, but you're never going to hear any of that shit from them.
It's funny, is words talk, numbers scream. And the first thing is, this chick should change her name to Cleopatra, because she is the queen of denial. She is the queen of denial. She is up here, she is showing you the more domesticated strain of Trump arrangement system. She is living in denial of her
I think that was,
It's not
what was that rapper?
disinformation, it's disinflation.
Yeah.
It's the problem. It's damn inflation is the problem. Because if you look at the numbers, and let's split it up. Let's go black women, Trump is up. Black men, Trump is up significantly. Black people over 40, he's up significantly. Black young people, not as much, just a tick. So, but you look at it overall, and he's moved. And you've seen people that look at the aggregate charting when all of those people were polled. And we've seen polls on here that even 2 weeks ago we had, where you had, all the CNN person did was manage to hold their voice from saying, holy crap, when they were talking about the change from one election to the other. oh, it was like 6% over here, and now it's like 12% over here. Let me tell you, in a razor-thin election, you can't lose 1% of anything you had last time. This was it here. We won't look through it again. But this lady was on flip out. Are you kidding me?
She couldn't believe it. Yeah, I remember.
So forget about it. Let's say it's not 22. Let's say it's only 15. That still is 50% more.
Is this the older one?
No, this is the one that was just this is just.
But Rob, do me a favor while he's talking. Look at what happened in 2016 and 2012 and in 2008. I mean, Obama took 95% of the black vote.
Of course.
So look at the history of the Republican percentage of black vote. I think Trump again is going to get so much higher than it's maybe since maybe Bush in 2000. I don't know. Check the numbers on that. Tom, you're super tight with the black community. Continue. Go ahead, Tom.
I'm super tight with the numbers, and the numbers are saying, if let's say you don't believe the 22, let's haircut it back all the way to 15%. That would mean from 9 to 15 is 50% more African American votes are coming to Trump than they were before, and I think it can probably be double because the numbers are there. But like I say, you said one thing was correct, Adam. It's the adult black males have moved significantly.
Yeah.
Adult black females, not as much.
Look at that number right there.
Black adults have moved a lot.
Got it.
Black
Let's look at that. Look at that. 1932, black support for Republican presidential candidates 77% and 30s. What happened?
Who was the president in 1932, or who were the candidate? Let's check it out. I'm pretty sure they're gonna talk about it, but I just want to see just in case. (1932). Herbert Hoover was defeated in a landslide by Democrat Franklin D. Roosevelt.
From 32 to 36. That's the
That would have been
Great Depression.
That would have been
FDR.
yes, FDR.
So black voters used to be full-on Republicans, drops to 28,
Yes.
hovers between 23 to 39 and 56. Then you got Barry Goldwater, 1960.
Goldwater ruined it.
Destroys it, goes from 32% to 6%.
Yeah.
15, 13, 17, 14, 9, 11, 10, 12, 9, 11, 4, 6, 8, 4, 12. If he gets 18, it'll be the highest ever since Goldwater.
Well, what's the highest number since Goldwater that we've seen?
17, 76.
That's what, in 76? Who was in 77? Jimmy Carter?
No,
That was Gerald Ford. Gerald Ford.
No, Jimmy Carter was 76.
no, Carter won in
The
76.
GOP.
Yeah, correct. That's what I'm saying.
Carter won.
yeah.
That's Gerald Ford.
Yeah, but what he's saying is Carter is the similar case study of Joe Biden, which is helping the other side to get a lot of the African American.
Look at Trump's numbers specifically. 2016, he got what percentage? Is that 8%?
8 or 9?
8.
8%.
Yeah.
2020, he got 12%.
50% more.
Okay, 50% more. So if he just does 50% more now, and he's at 15 to 18%, that's double than what he did in 2016. That's all that matters here, is that Trump is increasing double from what
Let's
2016.
go to one. By the way, can you pull up the Assyrian support for Republican presidential candidates?
It's a huge vote. You gotta get that vote. You gotta get the Assyrian vote.
Can we see that chart, Rob? Can you find that?
families.
Three people. It's me.
Pat, we're almost out of here. While we're on politics, can we get one more thing?
Yeah.
That's basically the gist of it, but I think the Democrats are going to be in for a surprise like they were in 2016 this come around. 2016, if I was smart, I would have betted on the presidency because I don't know, I always go against the grain. A lot of people that surround me, they was all in for Hillary, but I don't know, I always go for the underdog, and I should have betted on it in 2016, but I didn't have too good of a feeling in 2020 with that election. But I think it's looking more positive for Trump this year. I would say, I don't know. I wouldn't say I have the same hunch as I did in 2016, but I think it's going to be a win for him for sure. But let me know what y'all think about this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and share if you would like to. Down Home News TV, I am Dre. Y'all have a good weekend.